This is the Windgoo M20. It's an electric scooter and it comes in at around £340 here in the UK, but it has a few key features that set it apart from its competition in some really interesting ways. So today we're going to go ahead and unbox it, get it set up and maybe even take it for its first ride before in a couple of weeks time I give you a full review. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this thing out of the box and I can talk to you a little bit more about its specs. So just on the box, we'll have a quick look. We can see this has got things like stable speed, it's also got power recycling, ABS, as well as a few other bits as well, and we can see the scooter on the side. But ripping it open, we don't see a ton other than the foam and the scooter itself. We can actually see that nice big board on the bottom there. This has actually got a really wide deck to it, meaning that it's going to be a pretty comfortable ride overall. But let's go ahead and get some of this foam out of the way and just get the scooter onto the ground, and then we can start to have a look at actually putting it all together. Okay, so there we go. That's really all we get in the box. We can see that we've obviously got the charger, as well as the UK plug, a fairly thick instruction manual, and that's probably good because it's got about how to set it all up and how to use this thing safely, which is the important bit. And we've also got a couple of screws and a little Allen key as well to attach the handlebars and things like that. Now let's have a really quick talk about the bike and some of its features. So it has a 350 watt motor, which is more powerful than some of the other scooters on the market, like the M365 by Xiaomi and its clones. It's also got this really nice wide board and these absolutely enormous tyres. These tyres are slightly different as well, in that they are air-filled over foam-filled or even fully hard ones, which is great for absorbing some of the road and the potholes, but it's not great in terms of actually getting punctures. Like, you can get a puncture pretty easily with this thing, which is unfortunate. Now, of course, we do also have the So what we've got to go ahead and do is actually attach the handlebar, and we do that with the little screws here and the little Allen key as well. So let's go ahead and open it up and get this handlebar attached. Okay, so we'll start off with the locking system. It's actually quite simple. We just push it up and click it in place, and that's literally it. I'm not seeing a ton of wobble from that unit like you would some of the other scooters on the market, and it's really nice and easy to take it down as well. We just push the red piece and that's it. It really is that simple to put the stem up and down. Let's go ahead and take a look at the handlebar and also get those attached really quickly. Okay, so once we've done a little bit of the cable management, it really is just as simple as screwing in two screws to the handlebars, like so. That's one. And that's two. So now we've got those two screws in, and we've attached the stem. That really is just ready to go now. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other features, including this screen up here. So here we have the little screen. We can see what our power assist level is, and that goes from between 1 and 3, and can be changed with the buttons here. We also have our speed in kilometers per hour, as well as a little speedometer there, which is going to tell us how far we've gone, and our battery as well. On one side we have a nice little ring bell, beautiful, and one of the brakes. The grips seem really nice actually, I'm quite impressed. And on the other side we've got yet another grip, as well as the throttle there, and another brake on the back. We are actually only controlling this with 3 buttons. We've got the power and the changing of modes, both up and down from between 1 and 3. On the back here, we also have this little clip. This clip is literally there to be able to carry this thing around. So we can break it all the way down, and that clip will just hook onto this bit on the stem, and we can carry it around like any other e-scooter. We're actually noticing on the back wheel here one of these suspensions. So this has both front and back wheel suspension, which is pretty impressive. This thing's going to absorb basically anything I throw at it, I think. So with that, let's go ahead and take it outside, and I'll tell you just how much I love or hate riding this thing after my first ride. Let's go. Before I tell you how I got on with the riding though, it is worth noting that this thing weighs about 20 kilos, so it is quite heavy. You probably wouldn't want to carry it for too long, though it is definitely possible if you hold the grip from slightly further down the scooter. However, riding this thing for the first time, I'm suitably impressed. It runs at 14.5 miles an hour, which is the limit here in the UK on these sorts of vehicles. I never really found that it stopped me from going up or down hills. It was actually a very, very smooth experience. When going off-road, I did find it to be a little bumpier than usual, but that suspension did help somewhat. I think if I'd have taken something like the M365 over that sort of terrain, it would not have got on very well at all. Overall, I am really impressed with this thing for a first impression. This was a really short ride, about 15 minutes, and it really hasn't used any of the battery whatsoever. So stick around if you want to see a full review, get subscribed because there's going to be one of those in a couple of weeks' time once I've put this scooter through its paces. Anyway guys, my name has been Robert, this has been Review Clue, and if you enjoyed this video, get subscribed and let me know in the comment section down below, and I will catch you in the next one. Adios.